Back here with Sarah Kustok, we're talking Lakers. After missing on Kawhi Leonard, they went out and filled that roster by bringing in a number of veterans to surround LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Last season, the Lakers had players, but no shooting. This season, the Lakers have shooting, but are the players they brought in enough? According to a report, at least one NBA executive said this is a much stronger team, one that fits around LeBron better. Sarah, is this LeBron's best team since he left Miami?
I don't feel that I can say this is his best team since leaving Miami. This is a better roster put together than what I anticipated. If you would have told me at the start of free agent they were going to wait out for Kawhi and lose out on him, and what pieces would they fill those gaps with? I like the roster. I like the fact that they picked up Danny Green. I'm excited and optimistic about what Kyle Kuzma can become. I think the Avery Bradley signing was a big one. I'm hopeful for what DeMarcus Cousins can bring to the table. But so you look at the different pieces and who he's surrounded by, and I think it's very strong. However, the Cavaliers had some good rosters, and namely that 2017 team was one when you start to match up position by position and who LeBron James was surrounded by, that to me would compete with this roster as one of his best. And given the fact that there was a continuity to them and the guys that had played together for a while, the fit between Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, and of course you add in Kevin Love and J.R. Smith and how well Tristan Thompson worked at everyone fitting in the roles necessary, I would probably give the edge to that roster. However, I really do like the way in which they filled out this lineup and the opportunity that LeBron James and Anthony Davis have with the complementary pieces around them.
This Lakers team has a chance to be the best team LeBron's been on since those early Miami Heat teams, because Anthony Davis has a chance to be and should be the best player LeBron's played with since early Dwayne Wade, and he maybe can even exceed what 2011 Dwayne Wade was. And 2011 Dwayne Wade was the top 8 player in the league. Anthony Davis is that, but he could exceed it, and he could have less positional redundancy than LeBron and D Wade had. But there's so many unknowns. The 2017 Cavs had no unknowns. We knew they were going to be mediocre defensively. We knew they were going to be spectacular offensively. And to your point earlier, C, every single person on that roster knew their role. Your top 9 guys, there was no question about, wait, there were no ulterior motives. There were no different agendas. They had just won the title. There was Kyle Korver, who they added, who had not won a title with them. You had veterans like Richard Jefferson and Shannon Fry, who were good locker room guys and could still give you good minutes. Tristan, JR, and Shump knew exactly where they were in the rotation, and a hierarchy of LeBron, Kyrie with the best year of his career, and Kevin Love, after being much maligned, coming off the greatest moment of his career, which was kind of stopping Steph in Game 7 on that 3, and then carrying that momentum into a healthy 2017 season. So that's the best team LeBron's been on since those Heat teams. This team can be better, but the ifs are, if Anthony Davis stays healthy, if LeBron stays healthy, if Boogie and Rondo are okay with whatever their roles are, if the coaching staff understands what the rotation should be, if Avery Bradley is more like Celtics Avery Bradley than lower body injury riddled last 3 years Avery Bradley, if Kuz can start hitting those open threes, a lot of ifs for this Lakers team to surpass what those Cavs teams
I think still it's a big if, too. Who is LeBron in the playoffs after an 82-game schedule? Is he going to be the LeBron we saw when he was with the Cavs? Because we talk about all these other ifs, but that LeBron, will we ever see that guy again? I mean, he was amazing. The last 4 playoff runs that he's been on, he's been out of his mind playing basketball. Is he going to be able to do that in his 17th season? Even if Boogie buys in, even if Rondo, you don't have any problems with him, even if all these things happen, the thing that's important is he don't need to be as good because the Warriors aren't there anymore. It's a new NBA. It's about duos and everything. Is he better than the team across the corridor, in that being the Clippers? Those are more important questions than, is this the most talented team? Because if you don't win a championship, it's not going to matter. That other talented team, the Cleveland, they didn't win a championship. A less talented team won a championship. So I believe there's a number of variables. I believe this team has a chance, but I do believe that those question marks are real as far as, are those veteran players, even though they might be more talented than some of the players in Cleveland, no hidden agendas, and everyone was suited. Not that they would do their job. Those guys in Cleveland were suited for the assignment that they were given compared to what's going to happen to the Lakers.
Sarah, who's the third best player on this Lakers team?
I would say Kyle Kuzma. You know, obviously you got LeBron, Anthony Davis, but I would say
Kuzma or Boogie,
yes,
or Avery Bradley if you like him. You think it's Kuzma?
Yeah, I think
Danny
it's Kuzma.
Green.
Danny Green, and I love Danny Green. I think he's going to be a consistent force for them, and I was most excited about that pickup. Boogie, I think there's a lot of question marks, and I think a lot of those question marks come from how do they use him and how does he embrace and accept his role.
I think there's only one problem. If Danny Green's the third best player, the Lakers got problems. Now, if Boogie Cousins done the right way is their third best player, and Kuzma continues to get better, they're in great shape. If Kuz gets better and he's their third player because he edges out Boogie Cousins and Boogie embraces his role, man, this is going to be a dynamic Lakers team. If Danny Green is the third best player, it's because some other stuff has happened, and I don't believe that would benefit the Lakers.
But to two of the points you made, see, one is it's not the third best player on every team across the league. Bit of a question mark. That's what Kawhi's decision allowed and made so exciting. Third best player on the Clippers, I think it's Lou Williams.
Yeah.
And so, but it's not like he is an all-star level player. Third best player on the Bucks, probably Brook Lopez. Third best player on.
Well, think about what Toronto, Pascal Siakam, and could Kuzma make a jump and make a leap and have that type of production? That's where you could see it.
And but the other point you made is for the Lakers. We're going to talk a lot about them obviously all year long. If they are going to be in the finals or win a championship, they have to get Cleveland playoff LeBron. The last series, that's the only way. They have to get Cleveland playoff LeBron, Anthony Davis to be the guy in the playoffs that we've seen him be in the regular season. The roster now, because of the moves they made, adding Danny Green, keeping Kuzma, isn't going to prevent that team from being able, if they get that LeBron, to win a title. If they had not gotten Danny Green, if they'd struck out entirely on free agency, even if they got that, maybe they couldn't win a title. But the only path forward for them is that version of LeBron that we saw in years 12, 13, 14, 15 show up in the playoffs in year 17. Otherwise, they got no shot.
Feels like forever since we've seen LeBron play. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Shannon.
Take a break. Coming up. Hey, can Carson Wentz and the Eagles dethrone the Cowboys in the NFC East? Talk about that next on First Things First.